What's up, everybody? Alex Tiershare, founder of AmSpa, and welcome to a kind of special edition of Medical Spa Insider. For those of you listening, welcome to the program. I'm actually rolling solo today, which I think is maybe the first time I've ever done a solo podcast, and you'll know why in a second. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie. Don't love doing videos, but you got to take one for the team sometimes. So what I want to do is let everyone know that we are right now launching kind of a segment of our podcast called the Compliance is Cool podcast. And Compliance is Cool is still part of the same Medical Spa Insider podcast. It's just going to be focused on compliance and legal and legislation and advocacy, because there's a lot going on in this industry right now that folks need to know about in terms of legal and compliance and advocacy, legislation, things like that. And we're gonna want to talk about that specifically and bring folks on specifically to address those issues. And I wanted to call those out as a specific podcast and a specific blog. We're going to have also a blog where you can read about a lot of this stuff as well, for three reasons. One, it's cool. For those of you who don't know, compliance is really, really cool. I don't know about you, but like back in high school and college, it was like football players, fraternity, sorority, compliance club. That's what it was. I was on the moot court team in law school. So cool. It's cool. Two, we really want to make sure that folks can see this is what this is about, so that okay, here's what's coming. This is about compliance. This is about legal. So in the event you're not super interested in this particular episode, you can move on. Or more likely, what you can do is say, wow, I want to give compliance a chance, and end up falling in love with compliance the way that all the rest of us have. And I say that because AmSpa was built on the legality and the compliance of the med spa industry. And that's why we're here. And so there's so much going on in the industry right now that I want to talk to you about. And that's what I'm going to be doing now, kind of full time. So let's talk a little bit about how we got here. Again, for those of you who are just tuning in, I know we're getting a lot of new listeners, which is great. Thank you all so much for joining. This is Medical Spa Insider, the Compliance is Cool podcast segment of Medical Spa Insider. But I'm Alex Tiersh. I'm the founder of the American Med Spa Association, aka AmSpa. AmSpa is the National Association for Medical Spas in America. We are an association of roughly 4,000 members nationwide. We are going on 15 years old. And we started, because I'm a lawyer by training, no longer practice full-time or really much at all. I still have my license, but the reason we started AmSpa in the beginning was because we wanted to provide legal and compliance services to the industry, because we, as anyone who's been in this industry very long knows, there's a lot of gray area. Things differ across state lines. It's very difficult to figure out what you can and cannot do. There's a lot of folks that are breaking rules. There's no consistency. We're in kind of a tough place right now too, because things are starting to come together at an inflection point where we're going to have to get our act together, because forces are aligning. Legislation is coming. Legislation is happening. There are lobbying groups from various interests that are lining up against us. The time is really now for us to, where we have to come together and start having a voice on our own. Otherwise, I fear a lot of the rules are going to be set for us, and they're going to be set in ways that we don't necessarily like them. So AmSpa now provides resources for the industry, not just compliance, but business, clinical, all sorts of stuff. Check us out at AmericanMedSpa.org. We also host the Medical Spa Show, which is sometimes called the AmSpa Show, which is in April at the Wynn, April 9th through 12th. Those of you who have not been, would love to have you there. It's an amazing conference, 3-4 days of celebratory events for parties, social events, networking, a lot of learning, sharing, supporting of folks, 2,000 attendees, all med spa owners and providers from all over the country, here to share what they know. Really anything you could possibly want to learn, we have there. For those of you who haven't been there, check out medicalspashow.com or go on Instagram. You can find a lot about it. It's awesome. And it's not because we put it on, it's just because the folks that are there, anyone who's anyone will be there, from the largest med spas to the smallest. It's such a cool event. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. Medicalspashow.com to learn more. Buy your tickets though, because it is getting quite full this year. I think we're going to have close to 2,000 attendees, which is amazing. What we've also started to do here at AmSpa is get into advocacy quite a bit. And for some of you, you may have seen that I recently stepped back from my role as CEO, which I held since 2012 when I started AmSpa. Now I am chairman, which I think has a nice ring to it. Chairman of AmSpa, and I hired and appointed a guy named Adam Reinebach, who is now CEO of AmSpa and is running the business side of things, and he's amazing. He's been transformative already. He's a business-focused CEO, and his job is to take AmSpa to kind of the next level, to really make it an association and a business that can represent the industry. We've got 15, 16,000 med spas, 30,000 plus providers and injectors, and 100,000 employees in this industry. We want to represent everybody. And so we want to get to 10, 15, 20,000 members. And so he's amazing at that. We've already seen a tremendous difference. So he's focusing on that side of things. What this gives me, though, finally, is more time to focus on what I'm doing right now, which is the advocacy side, helping the industry represent itself against the world. And that's something that we really, really need right now. And we'll get into that a little bit more here shortly. But that's what this podcast is going to be about, and this blog is going to be about. It's about focusing on those particular issues that we're facing, that the industry is facing, that we need to get a handle on, and that we want to explain. It's not all going to be about legislation and scary stuff and advocacy. We also want to make sure that we answer your questions. We want this to be a lot more involved. So we'll have a special email address set up where you can email us. I'll give you my email right now. It's alex@americanmedspa.org, alex@americanmedspa.org. You can email me legal questions or compliance questions. So if there's something bugging you and you have a specific question you want answered, email it in, and either I or we'll get our esteemed general counsel, Patrick O'Brien, or we'll bring in one of our partners from Bertadotto, one of the best aesthetic law firms in the country. If we need to go outside and get somebody else, we'll bring somebody else in. We'll answer a few of these questions every time. We've also got access. We have plans to bring in some legislators, some outside lobbyists, some of the folks who are working on these issues on the ground. We'll talk about specific advocacy topics. We'll interview folks, some writers and folks who are really engaged in these issues that are happening, and a ton more a ton more topics that are out there, and things that we really want to get into. So I'm excited to do this, and I want to get your feedback, and I want to make sure that this is addressing the topics that you want, and that you're interested in hearing. And I'm excited about this kind of next section of my career and my life, because I get to do a little bit more of this. And just kind of a final word on this, and the first episode that I'm going to do, and we'll do a few next week. This is right in the middle of February. There's some laws that are being discussed for passage in Indiana. There's some things going on in New Jersey, as well as Florida, Iowa. There's some real activity in New York right now. All of these things are happening at once. And I say all that because I'm seeing this stuff every day. A lot of my team sees it every day. A lot of this is bubbling beneath the surface, and I don't feel that we're getting it out there enough. So what I want to be doing is, number one, I want to be talking about it so the folks hear about it. But more important than that, we are going to be doing a lot more on the advocacy and PR side and trying to help set the narrative for the industry. So that's going to be publishing as far as, what is this industry all about? What does a med spa do? Because all the articles that go out there in the press, they tend to not be very good. We need some of our own positive press. And so we're going to endeavor to do that. We also need some good data, right? We need to do some studies. So if there's folks out there that want to do a study or do some research, I know for a fact, although I can't prove this because we don't have data, that med spas are compliant and they are safe, because I deal with you folks on a daily basis. I've visited, hundreds and hundreds of med spas. I see the compassion and the commitment to safety and to the craft that you all have. So it hurts to see some of these accusations that are leveled. And when I see the legislation that comes forward, and it's designed to curb the bad actors that don't represent our industry, the only way we can combat that is by proving through data that we are safe. So we need to do some real soul searching and some real research showing that we are in fact safe. And that's going to cost money. It's going to take time. But AmSpa is willing to do that. And so now that we have somebody who can run the business out, who can build up the membership, who can make sure that everything is running and the trains are running on time, and we have that side of things taken care of, this allows me to really focus on that, which I'm excited to do. So I'll stop talking. This is just an intro. We're going to be doing more to come, but please let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's something you want to talk about. Let me know if there's somebody you want to talk about, or if you want to come in and talk about something. We also have this beautiful training center that AmSpa just built out in Chicago, right in Fulton Market, and which is this incredible neighborhood that with, I think, 50,000 restaurants or something crazy like that. It's not that many, but it's such a cool place. And we built it for the industry. We want folks to be able to come in and do trainings. We have training rooms. We'll have the ability to stream live all over the world. We can do large events. We can do small events. It's for the industry. It's for all of us. So we'll do a tour. We're going to do a grand opening at some point once we get everything, all the kinks out of it. But let me know about that as well. Appreciate you guys listening and tuning in. More to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you to our producer, Madeline Moeller, marketing content coordinator, who organizes the podcast schedule and guests and provides topics and talking points. Audio and video editing, voiceover, graphics, and platform management is provided by myself, Derek Hawk, digital marketing supervisor. Our themes are provided by Maka Music. Thank you for watching or listening to the Medical Spa Insider podcast. Please follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future episodes. Ratings and reviews are greatly appreciated. For more information about the American Med Spa Association, visit americanmedspa.org.
Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by AmSpa. Views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance in the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity that they represent. AmSpa provides this podcast as a full service for educational purposes only. This podcast does not constitute legal advice, nor does it establish an attorney-client relationship. Please consult with an attorney on your legal issues.
And as always, thank you for listening to the Medical Spa Insider. Remember, compliance is cool.